Efecto Cascada.
Un podcast de Explore.
Dear Explorators, welcome once again to Efecto Cascada. This is a podcast from Explorer where we dive into the forefront of innovation, share insights from entrepreneurs, and uncover cascade funding opportunities. So, as you may all know already, in each episode we try to explore the latest trends in the digital stream, the arts, and the technologies that are shaping our future. So, broadcasting from Pamplona, Spain, we strive to reach a global audience starting from European Union projects. So today we're diving into the vital role of arts in driving climate transition and the power of creative ecosystems to inspire sustainable innovation. Our focus today is on two groundbreaking projects. These are START's Eco and PACESETTERS, which champion artistic collaboration in tackling environmental climate transitions and challenges and shaping future-focused policies. So joining us is the brilliant Dr. Simona De Rosa, partner and senior researcher at T6 Ecosystems, with over a decade of experience in contributions and partnering with more than 10 European Commission funded projects. Simona is a leading expert in policy analysis and fostering creative ecosystems. So today we'll explore how these projects blend art, science, and technology to drive innovation, their impact locally and globally, and what lies ahead for policymakers, artists, and innovators. Thus, grab your headphones and let's tune in. So welcome, Simona. How are you?
Thank you very much, Paula. Very well. Very happy to be here. Thank you for having me. Thank you to you and to Explore for the kind invitation.
Yeah, thank you very much. We are very glad and happy for having you here. So do you think you could introduce yourself a bit to the audience and maybe tell us a bit about your background?
Sure. So as Paula was saying, I'm Simona De Rosa, and I have an academic background from political science. So I have a bachelor degree and a master's degree in political science that I got in the University L'Orientale of Naples. And during the university years, I started being passionate about geography. So I basically started following specific courses related to the discipline. And I spent my entire Erasmus period in the Department of Geography at the University of Paris-Créteil. And so following this flow after the university, after the master's degree, I started a PhD in economic geography at the University of Rome, La Sapienza. And I was mainly working on network of firms and innovation and creative spillover among the firms. So I completed my PhD, and right before ending my PhD, I started working in T6 Ecosystems as a researcher. And T6, let me also introduce the company. It's a consulting and research SME based in Italy, in Rome. And we have an extensive experience in participating and coordinating national and international research and innovation projects with a specific focus on European funding schemes. At the moment, the company is working on some vertical topics like climate transition, creative and cultural industries, media and disinformation, and some more horizontal topics like digital and social innovation. Over the time, I became a proud partner of the company, and I'm now working as a researcher, but I'm also the head of the unit who takes care about policy, dialogue, and policy development. So that's me.
Yeah, wow, that's grand. So it's awesome that, you went progressing along the way and you could actually mix your professional background with creativity and, in this case, climate transition projects. But did you have, how the opportunity came up for you when mixing European Union projects and then climate transition, but then the artistic promotion of it?
Okay. First of all, let me say that it had been a process, I would say. So I started working several years ago on projects related to creative and cultural industries. Within those projects, there was in some cases, there was a very strong attitude in developing and exploring artistic practices. Okay. So in a second round, also the company started working on climate transition. I mean, environment has always been a very relevant topic for the company. Climate transition, as it started being a relevant and growing topic for the European Commission, started getting the attention from our side. So we decided to start working, putting together the two things in order to maximize the impact of the research action. So this is why we started having and writing proposals on topics that put together arts and climate transition. And I think it's in this case, the magic happens because it's very powerful thing to take all things together.
Yeah, I imagine. And linking this, what you just said, with the next question, for you as an expert in politics, why do you think it's important for policymakers to consider and provide a high level of artistic promotion when it comes to climate transition?
Okay, let's say that policymakers are exploring innovative ways to raise awareness and knowledge on climate transition, clearly. So artistic promotion is a way to proceed in this sense. We assess it by our analysis that receiving a certain kind of input can have a higher impact in terms of understanding and attention to a certain topic. So yeah, in some cases, topics are very much understandable or even more impactful when are vehiculated through an artistic performance. So even if we have the same kind of information through an artistic performance compared to what we have in a scientific paper, of course, artistic promotion can help in reaching higher numbers of audience. And it also helps a lot in going outside the scientific bubble, okay? So it's important to stress that art can make the difference also in advancing research outcomes. So it's to respond to your question, for policymakers, the artistic promotion can be a way to disseminate and to promote knowledge, and that's it. Okay, it's important, but it's not only that, because it can also be a very crucial element to add value to the research itself, to foster climate transition.
Definitely, I agree, but I gotta be honest, I never thought of this synergy, right? Because at least for me, when you think of policymakers, you always think of, well, academic backgrounds coming all together and, yeah, developing these policies. But I imagine that bringing together different mindsets can create outcomes that, yeah, deliver. And well, if you'd like, let's go to actual topic of today's episode. So let's start with Start's Echo with this project. Could you tell us a bit about it? What's this initiative all about, and what's its main goal?
Okay, so Start's Eco is first of all a coordination and support action, and the aim of the project is to coordinate the work of the Start's ecosystem. A Start's ecosystem, it's a framework. These have been launched by the European Commission in 2016, and it means science, technology, and the arts. So it's a very pioneering framework to put together the intersection of art, science, and tech to respond to specific social, ecological, and economic challenges that Europe is facing, okay? So with the STARTS initiatives in general, the European Commission really focus on project and on a community, I would say, that wants to tackle specific challenge with the use of science, tech, and the arts embedded together. Start's Eco recently started, so it's 1 year now, and we have other 2 years in front of us, is promoting still this intersection to tackle specific issues which are related to climate and sustainability. So we have a specific focus on projects that should come up with some solution to foster climate transition again.
Mm-hmm. And may I ask, Simona, what inspired the creation of this project?
As I was saying, this Starts Eco is really a continuation of previous projects that have been funded since 2016. So the inspiration is to, I think, from the European Commission, when they launched the call for the support action, is to keep the community live and vibrant, and to keep supporting initiatives which are related to our science and tech, because there is the strong need to have money allocated to this, because there are no such many instruments to fund projects and initiatives which works on putting together our science and tech, because it's a very peculiar thing, but it's very relevant because the results are very interesting. So I think inspiration from the side of us, which apply to the call, and we want the project, is really to keep together this effort that has been done by the community and by the European Commission over the years, in order to keep going and growing as a community.
Simona, what does the prize for the selected artists integrate?
The prize actually are two. So we award two prize. One is for the outstanding technology, and the other one, one is for the artistic exploration, and the other one is for the innovative collaboration. So there are two categories, and each category has a winner. Each winner receives a K that can use to foster more the research or whatever they want. And in addition to money, the winners also have the opportunity to showcase the results at the Ars Elettronica Festival, which is one of the
That's
most
huge.
It's huge. It's a very good opportunity. And in addition to the two winners, we also have 10 honorary mention, which are selected by the jury among the application we receive. And also the honorary mention got the possibility, the chance to show up and to let the world know about their project in the Starts events. So during the events we organize. And let me stress, the prize is open now. So for anyone who wants to send an application to compete for the Starts prize, you have time until March 5th. So please submit your work. We are very
please, explorers, go ahead, check Starts Eco webpage and make sure that if you're eligible, go ahead and apply for the prize. All right, so if you're ready, let's move on to PACESETTERS now. So what would you say is PACESETTERS, and how does it aim to accelerate, in this case, climate transition through artistic research?
Yeah, so first of all, PACESETTER is always an European project that started in 2024. So quite recently started. And the aim is to respond to climate transition by shifting from a model of entrepreneurship based on individual short-term incentives to another one that is driven by co-agency and new capacity to act together in sustainable ways. So project really try to examine concrete circumstances, anticipating future threats, but also opportunities, investigating other instruments that are enabled to foster art and culture, creativity and heritage to drive the climate transition. And the aim is to be more concrete, to create knowledge from a collaborative research. So the collaborative approach that we use in the project is really the key of the research outcome that we want to reach. And we propose and test creative and sustainable business model to set the piece of the transition, and also try to assess strategies to valorization. So it's really a research project here. It's not a coordination action. So the attitude is really to produce valuable research, but coming from this collaborative and co-design approach will characterize the flow of the project itself.
How do you think that the project is going to develop? And do you have any examples of how could this be applied?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we are now in the phase of selecting the case studies. So we are now getting there for the mapping of the case studies. We are defining the real world laboratory. So the expectation is to start then working, as I was saying, on the specific needs of each community and providing the base for the research, and then allow us to create the framework to go through some more general framework. So the expectation is to build up on this.
Yeah. By the way, what profile would be or is eligible here?
But in this case, we are looking at for the case study selection, for instance, we are looking at projects that already are putting together art, culture, and tackling specific environmental challenging. So we are mapping already what exists. We don't want to start from the scratch because there is already something very, very relevant, very good. So the expectation is to select then relevant activities that are already ongoing.
Yeah. Okay, Simona. And so now that we have the context of both projects, let's see the impact and results. So how are you going to measure once these, the selected artists and let's say the residencies have been done already? How are you going to measure the impact of these projects?
It's a very complex question. It could take a full episode of the podcast. So for the START SICO, for the impact of the residency, we are currently working on the impact assessment methodology. This is something that we did already for the START Prize, which is the previous coordination and support action where we also have been engaged. How we construct the methodology is to build up a quantitative methodology that will help us in assess the impact, in this case of the residencies, according to several dimensions. So we are looking to the impact of the specific residencies on economic, social, and political dimension. But we also have other indicators that help us in understanding the impact in terms of scientific impact, environmental impact, and technological impact. What I can say, so the methodology is very complex. What we understood from previous analysis is that it's very difficult to assess the economic impact of these initiatives. It's more, it's easier somehow to understand the social impact of of these practices, mainly because when you talk to the artists, they are more sensible to the social impact of their work. So this is it's for the researcher who are for the researchers who are working on the collecting data. Is also easy to get this aspect. So we are also in this phase also thinking how to measure the other dimension in order to provide a broader overview about the impact. But so we are working on impact assessment since years. It's a sensible topic. It's very relevant because somehow it's also important to communicate, to disseminate which are the impact of those initiatives. So this is why we are focusing a lot with Stella Diaco, which is my colleague. We also wrote a paper which has been recently published on the topic, and we are happy to discuss, and we discuss already actually with researchers working on the STARTS ecosystem about it, and it's always very interesting to push more the discussion, because it's a lot of nuances should be still discussed, I would say.
Yeah, and Simona, now that we already have more or less the main concept of both projects, from your perspective, I mean, there's common approaches, but how do you think these interrelate between each other?
The common element is that they both put art and culture at the center. So both projects put art in the middle as a driver of change. But the two instruments are designed in a different way. So starts, I'm using a bit of the language of the project management, but starts is a coordination support action. So it's more oriented to coordinate the efforts and providing specific results, less to create research outcome. But on the other hand, PACESETTER is purely a research project. So it's very ambitious, super interdisciplinary. So I expect that the research from PACESETTER can really inform START-SICO activities, even in the future, even in hopefully designing future call for residencies or open call for the prize. But PACESETTER, on the other way around, can benefit from the active network of the starts, which is really an added value, because starts over the year created a community, and PACESETTER can use this community to vehiculate the outcome of the research, the needs for other data or other information. So that's the combination.
Do you have any advice for our community of innovators? For them to get interested and involved in Cascade funding opportunities?
The first thing that came to my mind is that when you enter in this world of whatever it is, cascading funds or funding schemes from the European project, I think the most important thing is to be ready to enter in a very creative environment. Interdisciplinary and interdisciplinarity, it's a bit, it's crucial nowadays. So every project is, I mean, at least the ones where I am engaged are very interdisciplinary, which is fun and interesting, but it can be tough. So for me, the key and the advice is to be flexible and adaptive also. Because somehow, even if you are a tech person or a social scientist like me, or an engineering, you come and you have your background, you have your own language, your processes, and then you discover that you have to deal with the world, but the world really in the sense of other people that coming from different background, different languages. So the key is to be flexible, because this is also the way to survive to European projects, creating added value, in my opinion.
Okay, so if it's okay for you, Simona, before we close the episode, we're gonna move forward to the very last section, which is this little game that we have. So let's go for it. So first off, you're gonna have to answer a question from the previous guest. And once that's revealed and answered from you, you're gonna have the ball in your hands and you're gonna, throw it to the next one. So whichever question you want will be delivered. It doesn't have to be strictly related to European Union projects or day-to-day work, whatever you want works. So, are you ready for your question?
Yes, sure.
Okay, so this comes from the Game ER initiative. I got the chance to interview two consortium partners, and these were Martin Leinak and Anastasia Barakova. So first, Martin asked this question, but he was afraid it was not going to be a good fit. But in my opinion, it is. So let's go for it. Because, I mean, you never know the next guest. So he wants to know, what was the first creative project that you got paid for?
It was called iCube.
Okay.
So Impact, Innovate, Invest, it was back in 2017, maybe. It was funded under a call of, it was, I don't remember the call, but it was about impact, finding out project that could have an impact, but in the media ecosystem. So the
nice.
project we selected to go through an incubation program were very related to creative and cultural industries, but with a specific focus on media. And this was the first project I worked in, because before I was involved in very tech project, and I started entering in the world of the creative and cultural industries, and I liked it a lot. And after that, I built up on this, creating my own network connection and growing, working on the CCI field, which I love.
Okay. Yeah, cultural and creative industries. Oh, wow. So would you say that this iCube first initiative that you got involved in, opens your eyes onto this new path of projects?
It helped me in understanding that there was a way to really link technology, but to other fields that for me were new at that time. So, and also discovered that it was the need to push also a bit the discussion on the power of connecting creative and cultural industries with other disciplines. So yeah, for me it was a very lucky project, because it opens a world to me.
Yeah, that was a better answer than the one I expected, or probably Martin expected. Great. So before you have the going for asking the question, you're gonna have to give us a fun fact as well. So it can either be about your personal life or anything that you think it's a fun fact.
Okay. Always related to European project, because now I'm thinking to my previous experience.
You're in this mood.
European project. Yeah, I'm in this mood. It's about one of the proposals I wrote and I won. Started being as an idea with a bunch of colleagues, which now are friends, during a coffee break at one of the ICT conferences.
Oh, wow.
So we went out to have a coffee. We started discussing a bit the conference, having ideas, and we were very happy to be there together, enjoying the conference, having stimulating ideas here and there. And we came up with a short idea. Okay. And then from there, we started working on a proposal writing. It came out a very good proposal. We won the project, and after that we worked.
Wow.
So it was very nice to have this creative moment outside our houses and staying together. And indeed, also the project was a very good one. So the fun fact is that we were having good time together. We have been also able to come up with a nice research question and with that project. So we had a lot of fun. And I have to say that I miss ICT conferences and European Union events organized by the Commission around Europe, because it was a very good moment to connect, to network, to discuss, and to meet. And I think we are missing a bit this now at the moment. Because I see that we have less occasion compared to the past. It's good because we travel less. Okay, it's very good for the environment, of course. But sometimes we need more moment to connect, to have new ideas.
Yeah, no, this can give us for another podcast, but I completely agree. Sometimes maybe this could serve as a call to action, for them if they watch it, to organize it again. But it's crazy how the project you were talking about was so aligned. Like how sometimes the best ideas come from the most unexpected moments, and everything just worked out. So congrats. Okay, Simona, so what's your question gonna be for the next guest?
So I guess so it's really, what's the favorite project you have worked in and why?
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. We'll see if because sometimes, our guests are not all involved in Horizon Europe projects or European Union projects, but it can serve as, a project itself. So
Okay, no, if
you
it's
never know.
if the next one is not really involved in European project, could be which is the best or most inspiring activity you have conducted and why. So
Mhm.
what's the part of your job in the past experiences that you like the most and why?
Yeah. Okay. I'll forward it to the next one. I was just thinking how the majority of you guests ask these inspiring questions, but there was one guest who asked me to raise this question for the next one, which was the worst day in your life? What
My
happened?
God.
I know.
Oof.
I know. Yeah, so sudden and
It came to my mind, but it's better
yeah,
to not
it's okay.
report.
Don't worry.
Yes.
You don't have to share it. But thank you. Okay, Simona. So we've tied everything up. We've reached the end of the episode. But thank you very much for staying all the way with us and taking your time, to showcase both projects. It's very amazing what you do for Europe and the society itself. So thank you for that. So it's been a privilege.
A pleasure, really a pleasure. Hope this will be interesting for someone out there, and yeah, really happy to connect with you anytime.
Thank you. And explorers, make sure to follow their social media as well, T6, and check those projects out because, we might make a second part of it once everything is closed. So this brings us to the end. So thank you, listeners, also for staying all the way to the very end and trusting us once again. So make sure to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss the next episode or the next opportunity that might make your project a success or reality. So until next time, explorers, let's keep captivating the fascinating world of innovation together. See you.
Bye. Thank you.